Hey everybody, this is Gordon and welcome to Kitchen Quest. Today we are making chicken sujebi. Now I know a lot of you might not know what that is, so here's a little bit of an explanation. Sujebi is a traditional Korean soup dish and it translates roughly into hand-torn noodles. Now because Korea is a peninsula country, it's typically made out of a seafood base. Growing up here in America, having access to several different protein sources, we usually use chicken or beef. Now in my adult life, chicken sujebi has become a staple comfort food for my family, and we usually eat it on a cold or rainy night. So why don't we get started by preparing all of our ingredients.
So you'll need 1 package of boneless, skinless chicken thighs, a medium zucchini, 1 large bell pepper or 2 small bell peppers, 4 or 5 green onions, half of an onion, and 2 cloves of garlic. I'm going to chop the onion in a large dice. You want a little bit of texture in this soup. Same thing with the garlic, rough chop on those. Doesn't have to be too small. We're going to be cooking it down in the soup. You don't want it to be too smooth. We're going to cut the zucchini in about inch-long pieces. And then we're going to slice those pieces into 6 each. We'll cut the peppers around the outside, leaving the seeds in the membrane with the stem. And then we'll cut those into a large chunk, kind of bite size. We'll finish up all the peppers. We'll cut the scallions into about 3/4 inch pieces. Now we're going to cut the chicken into bite-sized pieces. So we're going to slice them long ways, and then we're going to turn the chicken and slice them down again. You don't want them to be too small, just enough so you have a good amount of cooking surface. And then I like taking all my ingredients and placing them on a pizza pan so I have easy access for when I need them. I'm going to put a little bit of oil in a pan. I use a mix of sesame oil and vegetable oil. The sesame oil for the flavor and the vegetable because it has a higher smoke point. We're going to add the chicken. We'll hit that with some salt. Some fresh cracked pepper. And a little bit of paprika. Give that a quick stir and we're going to let the chicken brown. Once the chicken's brown, we'll go ahead and add the onions. Let those cook for about a minute or so. Then we're going to add the garlic. This is going to be cooking in a soup for about 40 minutes, so we don't want to overcook it here. Now we'll go ahead and add the peppers. Cook that for about another minute. Just let them sweat. We're going to put in a little bit of soy sauce. And then to glaze the pot with some red wine. Then we're going to scrape the bottom of the pot and get all the good stuff that's stuck to the bottom from the chicken. We want all that incorporated into our soup. We're going to add 3.5 cups of water. We want to make sure it's enough water that it covers the surface of all the chicken and the vegetables in there. We're going to give that a stir, and we're going to let this simmer for about 40 minutes on medium-low. Get a little bit more soy sauce. I like putting in a little bit of vinegar and also a little bit of sesame oil just for flavor here. There we go, we'll let it simmer now. Meantime, we're going to work on the noodles. So we'll take 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and we're going to blend in about a 1/2 cup of water. We're going to mix that with a wooden spoon until we have a shaggy dough. Once you can't mix it with the wooden spoon anymore, we'll go ahead and start mixing it by hand, just folding it over and kneading the dough. And we'll keep doing that until we have a solid ball, which we're going to go ahead and let rest, cover it in some plastic wrap, and let it sit until the soup is done simmering. After about 40 minutes, we're going to turn the soup back up to a medium-high, bring it back up to more of a rolling simmer. And we're going to start adding the noodles. So we want to break that dough ball up into smaller balls and then start pulling off little chunks with our thumb. You want to kind of bend it around the tip of your thumb to make an ear, and just drop it in the broth. After you get a couple of the balls in, we're going to go ahead and give this a stir to incorporate the dough into the soup. Make sure everything's covered. And we're just going to keep repeating that until we've used up all of the dough. Once we get all the dough in the soup, we'll give it one more quick stir. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to add the zucchini in. We're going to stir that again and push it down so that all the zucchini is underneath the surface of the soup. And we're going to let that cook for 5 more minutes. After 5 minutes, we're going to add all the chopped scallions. We're going to stir those in, remove the soup from the heat, and put a cover on it and let it sit for about 5 minutes. And then we can go ahead and start plating. Start ladling some soup into the bowl. Make sure you get a bunch of that broth in there. And I like to garnish mine with some sesame seeds and a little bit of crushed red peppers. You don't have to add the peppers if you don't want to. I just like the heat. And there we have a delicious bowl of chicken sujebi. I hope you guys enjoy making this as much as I do. I hope you enjoy it on a cold, rainy night, just like my family. Don't forget to hit subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.